And hello from Cape Town in South Africa, everyone. It is the Writers' Corner live show. Welcome to our 1 year anniversary show. Don't go away, we'll be back in just a moment. Hello, everyone, and a huge hearty welcome from myself, Fugitt Polen in Cape Town in South Africa. I am your host, and I'm also a global goodwill ambassador and a live streaming advocate who loves to help brands, entrepreneurs, and authors tell their stories and have a great online experience. And my amazing co host for the past year
Yes.
is Mary Elizabeth Jackson, and
Mm.
she's the award winning author of the Poolish's children's book series, and she's working on some exciting other stuff at the moment. Mary, can you believe it's a whole year since we've been doing this?
I'm so excited. I mean, it just has gone by so fast. I mean, I feel like we just started and here we are. And, we just had the privilege of interviewing so many awesome, wonderful writers and, publishers, illustrators. Sometimes they're all three in one, what a blessing this has been. What a great journey, that we've been privileged to be able to do this. And I can't even believe it's a year. We're so excited.
I know. I can hardly believe that it's been a full year
I
that
know.
we've been doing the Writers' Corner live show. I mean, I remember when we first started a year ago, we didn't even know what we were getting ourselves into. We didn't actually um, do all that much planning. We just decided this is something that we'd like to investigate, and we just kept going. And as time went on, it just got better and better and better. And we met so many awesome authors along the way. It's been a thrill for me, and I know it has been for you as well. And so
Absolutely.
today we've got the privilege of having two awesome guests with us, and they're special guests for a specific reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was just actually one of them I'm just communicating with, telling him that that's why I was looking down at my phone when you were talking, because we're trying to get him on. And, but yes, both authors hold a very special place for us. And especially, we have Teri Polen on, who was with us on our very first show. And we really didn't know what we were doing when we started out. And it's kind of, doors have opened up and paths have been made clear along the journey of this. And it's been very, very exciting along the way. And it's so exciting also to follow the journeys of the authors that we've interviewed and their next books coming out, and, other exciting things going on in their lives, and what they're preparing for the future, and different books in their series. And it's just been so exciting to connect with them on Facebook as well, and be able to celebrate with them along their journeys. And um, it's it's um it's been a real honor, hasn't it, to be able to do this.
It absolutely has, and I mean Terry and Thornton hold a special place in our hearts and always will, because they were there with us right in the beginning when we were
Yes.
still learning the ropes and trying to figure out how we're going to run the show and what we're going to do, and to have them back on our 1 year anniversary is nothing but short of amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that we're all still around. That we actually are, we're walking the path, we're in the journey, we're living the dreams that we want to live, not the nightmares, the dreams, right? So we're just moving forward. We're trying to make things, we're trying to make a really awesome, fun life experience for ourselves, and those in our lives.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So let's hope that that Thornton is able to join us soon, because it'll be really great to be able to have him join us as well. But shall
He's
we
living the
bring
dream. He's actually living the author dream, isn't he?
He absolutely is. I think, as you said, rightly so, that is a dream for most authors to be able to do what he is going to be doing now. But there's always hope. There's always hope. There's a local story here, of someone, and we're going to have him on our show pretty soon, who was standing on street corners with a little placard, literally a placard, begging people to help him get his book published.
That's
And it's just a few months later now, and he's a best-selling author. I mean, it just blows your mind. It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons that I want to just keep doing the show, because we get to interview awesome people like that. So while we're waiting for Thornton to get his browser going so that you can join us. Otherwise, Thornton, if you're listening to us, then just use your phone. Join on your phone if you're not getting it right on your computer. But shall we bring Teri on to join us in the meantime?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's do that. Hello, Teri, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I can't believe it's been a year.
I
was
know.
here for the first one.
I know. Okay, so did you have your second book you didn't have the second book published by the show last year, right?
I did. It had only been out about a month.
Okay, so you have to catch us up on your journey, like in this last year, because you're working, and then let us know what you're working on too.
Oh, the past year, I have gone to tons of book fests. I've met so many great readers. I love going to book fests. I'm with my people then. You can talk about books all day long, and that's my happy place. So I'm still, I just recently updated the Gemini Connection, the description on it, because I wasn't happy with what was on the back. And I think that might have been pushing readers away or not grabbing their interest. That's what I want to say, because the reviews have all been great. The average is over 4 stars on Amazon and on Goodreads. And I am getting ready to turn in my third book, which is also a young adult sci-fi. And that one is tentatively entitled Subject A36, which will be book 1 in the Colony series. So that is scheduled for publication February 13th of 2020.
And so, can you tell us what the titles of your books are, including the new one, if that's okay?
Sure. The first one was a young adult horror, and that was called Sarah. With the title on that, I did not know until 5 minutes before I sent it to my publisher what it would be.
Wow.
I struggled with the title on that one. Well, the second one was the Gemini Connection, and that's a young adult sci-fi fantasy. I knew from probably the first month of working on that what the title would be. And then with this third book, it's been called book 3 for a year and a half, I guess. So I got ideas from my beta reader, from my editor, and so it looks like it's going to be Subject A36, book 1 of the Colony series, which will be a 2-book series.
Okay, are you doing the same publisher? Or is it through Black Rose?
It is.
Okay, well, congratulations. That's very exciting.
Well done. That is very exciting. Tell me, for you on your third book now, did the journey as an author, does it become easier as you go along, or has each book that gets published got its own challenges?
I think, well, for me anyway, each one has its own challenges. With my first book, I wrote in a linear fashion. I went from the beginning to the end. With my second book, I wrote with 2 different point of views. I had twin brothers, and I wrote a chapter over here, a chapter over there, and then it was like a puzzle, putting it all back together by the end to get it in the right order. This third book, I told someone the other day it would be the death of me, because this one has been slow going. These characters have not wanted to communicate with me. And here in the past, I guess 6 weeks, they finally said, oh, well, here's our story. Well, thank you. It's been a long wait, and I was down to crunch time. I had to have the book turned in by August 1st. So they've all been challenging. And one character who was supposed to be a minor character stepped forward and said, I don't think so. I am a bigger part of your book. So it's been interesting.
And if you think about your writing style, has that evolved as you moved from book to book, or do you find that your style has remained consistent?
I think mine has been fairly consistent. It's been a little bit easier to write, well, to get in the minds of my characters, with the exception of this past book. But once you're there, things just seem to come more. It's now that I know how important a character profile is and how much that can add to your story, it's made a huge difference for me, for well-rounded characters, getting down into that backstory.
Right. And we want to say a huge big welcome to Thornton.
Hello there.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Good to see you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. It was a little complicated getting in here. Apparently my iPad's not set up for that, and then I'm talking on my MacBook right now, so MacBook Pro.
Well, I use a MacBook as well, and I don't have any issues with it, so it works well. So glad that you were able to join us, and welcome to the show, and congratulations on your amazing news.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if Teri knows about Thornton's news or not, but before we talk about that, I wanted to ask Teri, are you still with the books that you're writing? Because Thornton, she's just signed her contract for her third book. That's
awesome.
going to have 2 from there, and she is signed with Black Rose. Awesome. It comes out in 2020, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right, in February.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. So you're writing YA, and I think I remember the last time we spoke, you had talked about the viewpoint you write from is like a teenager, correct?
Correct.
Okay, are you
a male perspective?
Right, and you're staying in that same frame of mind for these books as well?
I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I think it's really I think it's cool to be able to talk to people about that, because I always wonder, and I'm sure Thornton does, and you probably do, and Vergetti does, is what is the background behind the story? Where is it coming from? Vergetti always likes to ask people, are there any characters in your books that are people in your real life, and do they know it?
Well, not so far. I will say whatever you say around me, it may wind up in a book. I've taken some from my friends. I've taken quotes from my sons, from their friends. So, I have boys. All their friends are boys for the most part, and I write from a male perspective. so it's all free.
That's interesting.
Yes, that's why I thought you should share that. But we have to be careful around Teri what we say. So, but I'm so excited for you. And Teri, I don't know if you know Thornton's news, but he's kind of living the dream that all of us writers would like to live, and we thought it would be really exciting for him to be able to talk about that today on our show, because that's kind of it's a dream that we all have to be able to go this far with it. So, Thornton, I don't know if you want to just tell everybody what just happened last week with one of your books.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me on the show, but all of you actually for inviting me on the show.
We're supposed to all have birthday hats on, but we don't have them on today.
1 year anniversary, what it says. But I do have some fairly major news too. Before I get to that, I don't know if you've told him about this new book here, A Profile of a Hit Songwriter.
No, because you have got a launch for that.
The launch is coming out It's a big week for me in every way. This is the new book, Profile of a Hit Songwriter, by Lacey Carpenter and myself, and we have 2 book signing launches on Friday and Saturday at the Nashville Convention Center, Music City Convention Center. It's big. And we have a launch party at the Nashville Songwriters Association International, which I believe Mary will be there. She's going to be broadcasting live from Facebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live. Yes.
And then on Saturday, Lacey Carpenter and I will be. Lacey Carpenter's had 3 books out published, and this is on Hal Leonard, by the way, Centerstream Hal Leonard, which goes to 60 countries worldwide, distributes. So
Wow.
they're in South Africa too. And they the book is going to be discussed in 2 panels that we'll be doing, and Lacey Carpenter will be doing with hit songwriters, producers, and artists on Saturday, July 20th in the afternoon. So we're really excited about it. It'll be videoed and everything for launch and everything on the internet. And so that's the story on that. And then, do you want me to say the other news or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've been. Let's see. Do you want just a real short, interesting story about it, or how it came about?
Well, we don't have a whole lot of time, so because the show's only 30 minutes, and we have about 15 minutes left, I think. So I guess tell everybody just the brief version of it. All of it's exciting, though.
Well, it happened really. I didn't pitch the book at all. This book called The Pickup Guy. You may remember me talking about The Pickup Guy. And it was published by a smaller company that didn't really do a whole lot with the book or anything, didn't promote it or anything. So I asked for my rights back on it, and I got all my rights back. And there was he's a major TV film producer, was so excited about it. His wife found the information in a magazine in Nashville about the book.
Wow.
PR. Can you imagine that? I mean, I didn't pitch the book at all. Nobody, it's like very mysterious. Anyway, she urged her husband to read consider it for a movie. She said it would make a great movie. It's a YA thriller. And
Terry would like your book very much.
Well, it's actually been pulled off the market at the moment, so which is interesting. It will have a major release on it, but and I'll get to that in a minute, but if I have time. But the book, so the producer looked at it, and he's a very wealthy producer and has his own film company and everything here in Nashville, and was very, very excited about the book. And he said, yeah, it would. They were originally going to do it as a TV series, and it may still be a TV series, but right now it's a film. And then so I can announce it now because it's all been signed. The contract's been signed. We did a celebration on Friday, and it was a live it up, whoop it up kind of thing. And I got my first check, so it's real. It's real. Cleared the bank.
That's very.
Tell me that. Make sure it's cleared the bank before you can tell about the news. So it's one payment of several, 3 or 4 or 5 checks, I'll be receiving. They get bigger and bigger as they go up the process. But anyway, so it's going to be a major motion picture that is going to be, I don't know when it'll be released. Whether it's 2020, 21, 22. But I'm very excited. It'll be major actors, and there was some talk that part of it may be filmed in South Africa. How do you like that, huh?
Whoop whoop.
I know. I said, well, I happen to know somebody.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Isn't that neat? Yeah, no, it's
so, you probably have a place to stay if you can talk them into going to Virginia's town, right?
Yeah, I'll say, come on, go.
Actually, you know what? A lot of major filming is done in South Africa.
That's what I heard.
Because of our weather, and we've got studios here. So a lot of major movies are shot in Cape Town. I know that for a fact.
And I learned something. You correct me if I'm wrong on this. The producer said that the government there offers 40% payment to film there. Payment, I believe so. Right.
I'm not 100% sure on the percentage. I'm not going to put my head on a block about that.
Yeah, right.
But I do know that there are major incentives for coming here. So, and I think that's probably one of the reasons, the great weather and the financial incentive to shoot in South Africa.
So he said they had to weigh between South Africa and Georgia. How do you like that? Because Georgia's not even a country, but
That's like sand to a mountain, you know.
No, but the reason they said because Georgia offers a 60% or 50% incentive to film, and South Africa offers a 40 or something like that. But they said that the cost might make up the difference to film it in South Africa. So.
Well, that's the other thing. The major thing about why it's financially viable to shoot in South Africa because of the rand dollar exchange. The dollar to the rand is very strong, and so there's a huge cost saving in shooting in South Africa.
Right.
Wow.
Well, that's cool. So that's how. So and then the producer, he's already hired a major Oscar-winning screenplay writer. Isn't that exciting? And
Teri, I told you this is like our dream, right?
Yeah, it is. It only happens. It only happens in dreams. That's what I was saying.
I mean, just kind of like boom, fell right in his lap, and he went.
Because I could ask 1,000 people, and there'd be nobody in the 1,000 group that would say they've ever had that happen. You know, so it's
Teri, I think your publisher must be kicking himself.
I don't know.
It sounds like it.
Well, but the screenplay writer's already been hired, major bucks with it, and so the screenplay writer's coming to Nashville, which I'm very excited to get to meet him. We have dinner and everything. That'll be because I don't know any screenplay writers, major screenplay writers. And I'm still Greenbee at this. I want to let y'all know that I'm very Greeny or whatever.
Yeah, you won't be for long, right? You won't be for long.
Yeah, and so I get to see the first draft that he does, and he's going to be doing like I think 3 or 4 more drafts for that amount of money, and the whole thing gets finished in December 1st. Then I get a bigger check, double what I've already gotten for the screenplay finished, and then next year when they start doing the filming, then I get paid again, stuff like that.
So Teri and I are on our 3rd legit book being published, and so we have to get to how many before?
Well, you're trying to ask me when the pickup guys are. How much?
Yeah, exactly. When does this happen?
What's the magic number?
Well, I don't know, because there could be some other books he's interested in the other books too. Some other books he's been asking me for all my books now to look at, which is kind of cool. And I'm rushing to finish a new book that I'm working on now. Mary knows about this. I'm trying to finish a book that he's very excited about possibly doing a movie on it too. But I've had 27. 27 is what I've had so far published, traditionally published.
I know. Terry's like, oh my god.
But the
got a long way to go.
The pickup guy was written probably 3 or 4 books back. So
but 12 of your book, you have 12 in a series that's a children's series. Correct. And then we have 3 in a children's series because our 3rd one's coming out in about 6 weeks. So we're really excited about that.
Well, there's no rule about how many you have to have in a series, right?
Right. And so this one is this is a YA. So it's a kind of a totally different thing. But the cool thing about this series is it's based on true life stories. This guy.
Not my story.
Yeah, so no, not Thornton's.
I'm not the pickup guy.
No, we're just gonna call you the opportunity to fly out of the ceiling guy. That's what we're gonna call your book. And so and Thornton can tell if he wants to, but just kind of the premise of what it's about. But it's cool. It's very interesting. And it's so funny because when you told me about the book, it's really weird. I'm in the same place I was when you first told me you were writing the book. I'm actually in the same physical place the first time you ever told me about it. Isn't that funny? I remember where I was standing when you told me. I thought, whoa, okay, that's going to be a really cool book, and somebody's going to pick that up for TV or film. And that's exactly what my thought was. And then here you are.
It got 3 contractual offers, and I thought, wow, wait a minute, there's something maybe to this. I don't know. But
go ahead.
So I'm guessing you don't know an author by the name of Rachel Cline.
I heard that name. Yes. Where do you know her?
Well, she was on the show about 3-4 weeks back, and she's a screenplay writer. That's her day. That's her day job.
Well, maybe we need to get together.
Absolutely. Yes, I was not on the show for that interview,
I mean,
but yes, I remember
business
that part.
wise, but I mean business, nothing. You know? But
Now, I just thought it was interesting that you had the same surname, and when you said you don't know, a screenplay writer, and I thought, but Rachel's a screenplay writer, and her surname's also Cline.
Maybe you're related.
I don't know, maybe, but well, should I? You wanted me to share just a little bit about what I am still holding on to as far as rights and all that. Maybe they'd be interested in that, or people would be.
Oh,
Yes,
sure,
please
yeah.
do.
Well, they gave me two options on the contract. The producer did. One was option one, where I sold out everything, and I wasn't interested in that. And I consulted an attorney and other people, wisdom, and so I ended up taking offer number. Actually, offer number one was the best offer. It was just for selling, or not selling, but the usage of my TV and film rights. Because you see, when I got my rights back, all my rights back from the smaller company, they included the TV and film rights. So they have my TV and film rights. That's what they paid for. But I maintain all my print, digital, and audio rights. Does that make sense? So in other words, right now, I've been told by some attorneys to start looking for a major literary agent. I want to ask some opinion about that, and to shop it and get a major book deal with a maybe 5-figure advance, maybe not 6-figure. I don't know if I could get 6-figure, but 5-figure advance with it, and have the book released in time for the movie or before the movie.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great idea. Part of your kind of marketing strategy for both the book and the movie.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, time will tell if it works that way or not. Now, I've also got another publisher that is interested in it, and is a really passionate publisher and loves what I do and everything. And so I've actually got an offer on there too, to already publish it with a company that's up and coming company. So I'm just really having to make some big decisions here. So
Terry and I are just like, can we just get our book? We want to get our
Nice.
books out.
Nice to have that many decisions to make.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, Mary and I were talking about it. She says, well, should I go with maybe a company that's really passionate, believes in me 1,000,000% or whatever, and wants to, push the book and just really
Trust is everything.
Yeah, trust everything, but is not able to offer an advance, or whether it should or maybe go with a company. It might be a major company like out of New York or someplace that has some. But I might be a real tiny fish in the sea, or minnow in the sea, or something like that, as compared to, and they may not be that excited about me or anything like that, and but offer me a large advance. But the advance still has to come out of your royalties, right? So.
It's hard. Hey, that's a good question for Terry. Now, with your YA books, did you get an advance with those books? Any of them?
No, did not get.
Okay.
Because I do want to say the woman at the Portland Library, Portland, Tennessee, was right on it. She said, "This is funny. I was selling children's books and everything in the presentation, and she says, well, I'm going to give you a tour." So she took me over to, this is the YA section, the young adult section. She said, people read them in their teens all the way up to age 30. So she said, these are the biggest sellers, not only the biggest sellers, but they make movies out of them. Everybody makes movies out of them. She said, not out of children's or out of adult books. And certainly she was right. She's right. YA books are the hot
So there
thing.
you go, Terry. You may be next, honey.
It may really be. It would, well, let me put it this way. There's the, I don't want to name the name of the companies, okay, because that would be bad. I'm just going to say that I just got 2 of my books back from a company here in the United States, and now I got all my rights back, and this producer's bought those 2 books. Can you believe it? And he's looking at them for possibly a film. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very
Sure it is.
So it can happen. I think it can happen to you. I don't, and it can.
Absolutely.
Well, I would expand that readership beyond age 30, though. I'm in a book club of young adult readers, and our readers go, well, our members go from age 20 up to the later 70s.
Okay.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
wonderful.
Then
That's
I need to just be doing my books, and I guess I don't know.
Yeah, right. I know it's a really hot genre. Hey, Teri, did you tell us your new book that's coming out? Did you give us a synopsis of what that one was about?
This one is about genetic engineering. I wrote a little thing here so I wouldn't stumble all over it.
Oh yeah, please read it.
It's a futuristic sci-fi, and through genetic engineering, diseases have all but been eradicated from the world. But now you have the wealthy people who live behind the gates of the colony, and they have decided they would like to enhance their physical characteristics, which would involve genetic stripping of the genes, which results in death to the donor, is what they call them, but it's actually people who are harvested, people who live beyond the gates of the colony, who aren't in that wealthy society. So my main character is part of a rebel group who fights against the colony to prevent them from basically killing people and harvesting their genes.
You know what? That sounds like a great movie, doesn't it?
There's a movie. What's it called?
Right now it's tentatively titled Subject A36, which will be the first book in the series of The Colony.
Mm-hmm. I think that sounds like a movie. I mean, you're sitting here talking, and my mind is going like this, and I'm thinking of things that I've watched that my girls have watched, and I'm thinking they would totally watch that.
Well, let me ask you this, Teri: has it got all the ingredients that Hollywood would want?
Yeah. Do you have?
Well, if you ask me, it does.
You know, tell me they want violence, sex, everything.
Well, this is young adult, so I don't really go into sex in my books. I know some young adult writers do. I'm not comfortable doing that. That would be
I'm not either. But I'm just saying that's
awkward scene I could ever write.
That's what
but there's always that. You can always do that implementation.
Yeah.
That's something,
right.
You know, without going there, right? But I'm telling you, Teri, that sounds like a book that could be turned into a movie. Absolutely.
Well, I think so too. I think someone should snatch it right up.
Well, okay, we're talking to the people out there all over the world.
Any producers, film producers, TV producers listening? Might be somebody knows somebody, or you know.
Sounds perfect.
You never know. It sounds like a very interesting book.
Well, thank you.
And when are you hoping to get it out?
It will be released February 13th of 2020.
Okay, well, we're going to get a copy. All of us are, right? We're going to do that to support you. And
we all need to support each other. In fact, I wanted to share this, that there's too many people in this world, and Brichetti can say that. Everybody understands that. There's too many people in this world that get jealous and on our successes and everything, and we shouldn't. We should actually be supportive of each other, and believing each other, and uplifting each other up. Correct? Don't you think so? I mean, and
Absolutely.
be overjoyed and happy about somebody else's success instead of being, jealous or tearing somebody down. Right? Correct?
Oh, I totally agree with that. There's this whole. I actually spoke to someone about it the other day, and I said, some people feel that they elevate themselves by pushing other people down, but in fact, it works the opposite way. If you lift other people, you actually raise yourself in the process.
Yes, it's true.
By putting the focus on other people. That's the way to go.
And each person gets a turn. I believe next person's turn will be coming up. Your turn, whatever. It's like.
Well, if you do it, when you do, then you just let me know, and we're going to bring you back on so you can share.
Wonderful. I will do that.
We can all have a party. Celebrating Teri.
Parties are good.
Yes. That's very good.
Are we invited to your red carpet premiere when your movie comes out?
And I'll send invitations out. Brichetti, you can come if it's held in South Africa or if it's held here in the States. I was planning. I'm glad you mentioned that. Actually, there'll be probably one major one, but then also I was going to. I wanted to rent like a movie theater, like in the Nashville area, to have a red carpet event, invited my friends there too, but it could be held other places too.
Teri only lives an hour from us, so she can come.
Yes, you're definitely invited, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah, we all met. What did we meet? 2 years ago? Almost 3 years ago at the book festival, right?
Yeah, Brichetti, did you hear that? You're invited. You're also invited to the red carpet event, whether whether it be here in the States or maybe in South Africa, wherever.
Wonderful. So if they're shooting them, if they're going to be shooting here in South Africa, possibly, will you be traveling along with them?
Yes, of course. Yeah, so I'll get to see.
Oh my gosh, Mary, can you believe it? I may actually meet Thornton before I meet you, girl.
Well, that's crazy. Just you need to go ahead and get your bedroom ready now, right? So, or your guest room. So
that's funny.
My guest room is always ready.
Oh, yeah, I know. I can't believe we've never met. We've known each other almost 3 years and we've not met in person. We've got to figure that one out. So, yeah.
We absolutely do.
I definitely, all you're included. I mean, invited, so everything. So,
yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but you know how films take a while. So, I mean, it may be next year. It might be 2021 or 22, something like that. So,
yeah.
Wonderful. Teri, tell everyone how they can connect with you and where can they find your books.
Oh, you can find my books on Amazon. I have my Amazon page there also. You can go to my blog. It's teripolen.com. And you can find my first 5 chapters of the Gemini Connection. You can read for free. There's a link there on my website. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm almost everywhere, so I'm not hard to find.
And Thornton, where can everyone find your books and how can they connect with you?
Okay, Amazon, of course. So Barnes & Noble, halleonard.com, HALLEONARD.com. Also, the Thornton Cline with this N in the middle, Thornton, THORNTON. People leave out the N, and CLINE.com. That's how you find it.
So thorntoncline.com.
Yes. And yes. So very exciting. Well, thank you guys for joining us for our 1-year anniversary. We're so excited. We're so excited what this next year holds for all of us, actually.
So honored to be a part of this. And thank you all for having me on the show. I'm really honored and everything. And congratulations, Teri, to you. I'm really excited for you.
Well, thank you. And congrats to you. And thanks for having me on the 1-year anniversary.
Yay.
And congratulations, Mary, too. Mary and I have a contract.
Yep.
Yes.
Just mailed it off yesterday. We're excited.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you, it was wonderful. I mean, it brings back me. I can't believe it. It doesn't feel like a year since we've had you on the show, and that we've been going for full 12 months. Thank you for being part of our journey, and for believing in us and coming in on as guests when we were completely green. We didn't know what we were doing in the beginning.
That's so like I am green on the movie.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everyone, for watching us live. Anyone watching on the replay, we'll see you back next week. And thank you for being a part of our 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant day.